Somebody who wants to know more about. If you're somebody who wants to know more about business marketing, in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can build a marketing funnel for your organization. And if you let me know in the comments or in the live chat adjacent to the video what industry you're in, then I can give you some live examples or some ideas that you can run with. So we're going to be talking more about marketing in this particular live stream today. So we're back here, same time, same place every week. So welcome to anyone watching or who's jumped on LinkedIn, and welcome to anyone who's watching or jumped on YouTube. This video is being recorded. It'll probably run for about 35 minutes, 40 minutes thereabouts as I go through a few things. And you can always come back to the Best Practice TV YouTube channel to see the recording. If I say something smart that you want to come back to, but equally anything that you want more of, let me know. So in this video, we're talking more about marketing, whether it's for yourself, promoting yourself to get a new job, whether it's a small business that you're starting. Lots of people reaching out to me and talking to me about starting businesses at the moment. And also with regards to, you might be going to go on freelance or do some contracting, those kinds of things with regards to income, or you want to grow your small or medium or large business. Marketing is an important part of actually attracting, more opportunity, if you like. So we're going to talk more about that. So it's always really exciting for me, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you are watching on LinkedIn, to let me know where in the world you are. So give that little comments box either beside the video on YouTube or on LinkedIn. Give that a little bit of a test. Say hi and let me know where in the world you are watching from. We've had a great international crowd the last couple of weeks, and I'm very humbled by the audience that we're building around the world. So I hope that I can assist you further with what we're doing. And we're trying to spread the topics. So we're trying to, there's lots of obviously topics around leadership and business and sales. And today we want to talk about marketing. That is something that I'm very passionate about, helping you get more work, more opportunities. So you can pick and choose. You can say you can do more of what you want to do as an organization, as a person, as a business, and less of what you don't want to do. So, even if you have jumped onto this video and you think, oh, marketing's not relevant for me, then it is relevant for you if you're thinking about career growth, because the more people that know about you and know what you do and know what you're interested in, they're going to reach out to you for opportunities. And there's nothing better than, say, someone tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, can you come and help me with this opportunity? And you can change and grow. You could change jobs, work for a different organization. So marketing yourself is just as important as marketing a business. So this is relevant for just about anybody watching. It is important to think about, if you're happy in the job that you've got, you love doing what you're doing, and you don't need to go find another opportunity, and you won't need to go find an opportunity, well, then you can switch off now. But if you are somebody who's looking for more out of life, more opportunities with your career or for your business, then this video is for you. I'm going to go through a couple of points here. The team have helped me to keep me on track so I don't ramble, and I give you, 6 solid points. Then I've got some notes here, and thank you to the team for putting that together. I've got a bunch of people helping me in the studio and also from Best Practice watching online. Hey from Australia. I love it. Nikita, great to have you on board. If you have got any questions, let me know. I'm hoping to help you guys. So anyone who is watching, great to have everybody. I can see a dashboard up here. There's a big TV or television here beside me, a monitor in the studio. And the team have got a dashboard of LinkedIn and obviously the YouTube videos. There's probably a 30, 40 second lag right there. So let me know where in the world you are watching from and if you have any questions. Let's get into my points. Today, I'm going to go through 6 key points that I think are important with regards to marketing. I'm going to add in some value at the end so we can start to think about that. I work on this principle that it's not what you know, it's not who you know, because people say it's not what you know, it's not who you know. I live on the principle of it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And from a marketing perspective, it's important that people know you and either know what you do or know what your scope is, so that when they're thinking about you, thinking about needing something, having a problem solved or a challenge or trying to achieve a goal down the track, that you'll be the first person or the first organization, the first company, the first product, the first service that comes to mind. So it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So the first rule of marketing is get known and let people know that you exist. And I like to say, wave the flag. It drives my wife crazy what I'm about to say, but I wear Best Practice t-shirts just about everywhere. I get them printed for my son. I've got a sticker on my car, lots of social media. and I let people know that best practice exists. And I put out lots of content. I record lots of videos, and I've been practicing recording videos now for, on a daily basis for about 7 years. Now, you might say that takes a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work, but I do enjoy it. I'm not saying that anybody needs to do it. I just got told to look at a different camera. So I'm going to look at this camera, a couple of cameras here. So it is something that I want you to think about in terms of actually producing content. Now, when I say produce content, it doesn't mean you need to record videos. But what is important is that there are existing customers that you have, or an existing employer that you have right now. You're solving a problem or solving a challenge or helping them with something. And there are other people, other organizations, other people out there with the same problem who also need help. So a business becomes an opportunity or an organism or a thing that helps more people with the same challenge on a recurring basis. Either the same people on an ongoing basis or different people on an ongoing basis with a problem. And you, if you're employed, have an employer and you help them on an ongoing basis. Now, if that situation changes, either the customer has finished using your services or consuming your product or services, then you need another customer so you can keep your income flowing. So marketing's all about letting people know that you're out there, whether you're a company or whether it's yourself, that you're a product or service. So most of us who are employed provide a service on an ongoing basis for a fixed income, and that's fine. But if that situation changes, or we want to change the situation, we need to market ourselves. So your LinkedIn profile, for example, is your own personal marketing and on a long-term basis. And if and when the situation arises in the future that you need to find a new source of income from an employer, then that's what your LinkedIn page is for. So hopefully I can get into some more value for you guys, but we just want to understand that kind of that marketing aspect, that we're out there promoting ourselves and we're letting people know that we exist. Now, then we divide marketing into two parts. We have what I like to call a funnel, if you like. So I do two types of marketing activities. One is brand building, which is to let people know I exist. And the other is lead generation. And you can we sometimes in marketing, we talk about a funnel. So we do top of the funnel activities, which is we have a funnel or a net, and we're doing lots of, waving of lots of flags and letting as many people know as possible that we exist. Lots of maybe, if you look at the Super Bowl for American football, the ads in the Super Bowl are to let as many people know as possible that those organizations and those brands exist. They're not expecting everybody to get up right then and there and go and buy a pair of shoes or some makeup or a watch or a car or whatever was being advertised in the halftime ads at the Super Bowl. They just have a lot of people's attention, and they just want to remind people that that brand exists or that company or the product or service exists. So when we're talking about lead generation, we want to start to think about our customer's journey and the customer that or the employer that you're going to be serving in a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months time or next week. What are they doing right now? And when we start talking about lead generation, that is basically what I call the process to make the phone ring, which is, what are they doing right now? Where are they hanging out? What challenge do they have? And do you know more about the customer than they do, in that you can forecast when they're going to need your product or service, even before they do? And if that's the case, then you can do brand building exercises and make them aware, and marketing and social media exercises, excuse me, to make them aware that you exist for when they come into the market. A good example right now is electric cars, for example. So if you might not be in the market for an electric car right now, but you know that there is a company out there that makes electric cars. And the first one that comes to mind for almost all of the world's population right now is Tesla. So Tesla has done a lot of brand building exercise. So if and when you come into the market, that you'll probably think, oh, Tesla, now you do or don't like Elon Musk. And so you might look at other brands. I personally am not quite, but almost in the market for an electric car. My wife's car is coming up for renewal. And so we're starting to look at cars. Now, she drives an Audi, and we went to look at Audis. And I didn't know until a couple of weeks ago that Audi have already brought out electric cars. and we went and we test drove an Audi e-tron. So for me, I was like, I don't really know. I'm not really interested in buying a Tesla. I'm not really into that brand. I'm not really into Elon Musk. My brother is. And so I was like, well, there must be other electric cars out there. And there is. Almost every car company has got one now, or it's on the horizon. Now, you might need to wait a year to order that vehicle, but it's a good example of the brand building exercise. But then from a lead generation perspective, I walked straight into the Audi dealership. I jumped on the Audi website. I read, oh, look, they've got an electric car. I can make a booking to test drive it. We made the booking and we went and test drove a car. That's lead generation. So the top of the funnel activity is YouTube videos and giving electric Audis to journalists to drive. And my son went on YouTube and he found different comparison videos of journalists doing, test drives of electric cars. That's brand building. And then I went onto the Audi website to search the local dealership to see if there was an electric car that we could drive, and we became a lead for them. So one thing to think about is that the Audi dealership that we bought the Audi from the last time could have asked us a question when we bought that Audi: how long do you expect to keep your Audi for or drive it for? Because we bought a brand new car. And for us, I probably would have said 4 or 5 years. They could have put us in the database and said, right, we need to call Kobi and Fiona in 5 years' time to check in with them, or we need to start inviting them to activities and events in 5 years' time for when their vehicle comes up for renewal. Or we could ring them up and say, hey, we got a buyer for your car. Are you interested in your new car yet? Because I've already got a buyer for your vehicle. So that would be really smart. So what I want you to think about with either, if you're employed, think about your next employer and your next job that you're thinking about. What is your employer doing right now? What are they thinking about? Because if you think about companies you'd like to work for, and this commentary right now is specifically for our LinkedIn audience, if you are thinking about changing jobs in the future and you're thinking about an organization, what'd be amazing if I could work for that company, then think about what's the turnover, and most companies have a 30% turnover. So the average role, the average position description turns over every 3 years. So don't assume that there's no jobs available. And if you're happy to wait 6 months, you might find that the job that you want at the company that you want to work at is going to come up in the next 6 months. On average, the law of averages and probability says it will definitely come up in the next 3 years. So I want you to think about that, and you could start letting that company know that you exist. So when the job does come up, they go, actually, you know what? We don't need to go to market. We can just ring you because we know you want the job at the company, and you walk straight in the door and start, and they don't need to do recruitment. So I think from a marketing perspective, constantly marketing yourself and networking, you're going to get phone calls with opportunities. Let's talk more now about business. What are your customers doing? And, on their life timeline for their organization, what are they doing right now? And I guess you can start to think about, well, we know that when they start doing their research, for example, they're going to go to Google. So my point number one is that you want to ensure that your business is visible on Google and other search engines, but specifically Google. And so 95% of internet users are using Google as their preferred search engine. There's not many people that use Bing or Yahoo or the other search engines. And so from that perspective, it is important with your organization to be focusing on search engine optimization, or SEO. Now, if you're somebody who's in control of some sort of email inbox or messaging, social media messaging for your company, you will know you're already getting thousands of direct messages about people selling SEO services. SEO is really important. Search engine optimization for your website is super important. I've neglected it for about 10 years, but we have been working on it with a lot of fury and energy and effort and productivity the last 24 months. And that work now is starting to pay off for us, which is making sure that the words on our website have been edited to suit Google and search questions. Because your customers and my customers and you guys who come to this are jumping on the internet and asking a question or searching for information. And so it is important that your website is built to obviously satisfy the requirements of Google and not have friction. So you do need to put some work into it. And it's not just an online brochure. It's there to answer questions, because people go to Google to ask questions. People go to YouTube to ask questions. Now, the reason we do lots of YouTube videos is essentially because YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet, and it's owned by Google. And what's actually happening is a lot of our videos are now coming up in searches, very highly ranked, on the first page of Google. There might be a couple of results, and then there'll be videos, and they're our videos for those questions. So we couldn't win the battle with our competitors lower on the first page of Google with search engine optimization, but we did win the video. And so it put us quite high. Now what's happening is we're getting the text-based results. Quick hello to a few people watching on YouTube. So hello to Dane's Specialty Coffee. So Paul Jackson or Graham Powell there at Dane's from Ettalong Beach. Great to have you guys on the Central Coast in Sydney. And Critical Alpha's YouTube. Hello, that's a great handle. So good to have you there watching. And I can't see the comments at this stage, Luke, on our live stream. Here we go. Stand by one moment, everybody on LinkedIn. So we're running live on LinkedIn and on YouTube. Okay, we're good to go. All right. It'll take a little while to refresh. Let me know where you are watching from. It's always very interesting, and I can talk more about how to help you guys. Okay, so say for Dane's Specialty Coffee, that's the coffee that we have in the grinder here in the kitchen at the Best Practice head office. That great coffee, by the way. So check out the Dane's website. Now, what's really interesting from a marketing perspective is they have built an online shop. So you can go when someone says, hey, if you want to check out some amazing coffee, go and check out Dane's, and the blend that I want you to try is Carumba. Now, that is me basically word of mouth referral to you. If you want to try, go to Dane's, DANES, Specialty Coffee. Just do a search, have a look at their online shop, and buy yourself 250 grams or 500 grams of Carumba blend. That's the blend of coffee beans that we have here in the Best Practice office. So get yourself a good grinder, get those beans in the grinder, and get yourself a cup of Dane's Carumba. Now, they have built, because people are trying different coffees, you might want to search best coffee, for example. Now, it just so happens that Dane's Specialty Coffee, because I have inside knowledge on those guys, they have won a number of Coffee Roaster of the Year awards. And so if you went best coffee roaster, then a blogger who's writing a blog website is going to write a website that says, well, coffee is subjective. It's up to everybody's taste, but these guys have won Coffee Roaster of the Year. I think it's more than 5 times, but it's at least 5 times in a row. And so they must be good because they keep winning these awards. So you can take the risk and you can try it. And look, low risk, high reward. You can buy yourself some, you can try it. Chances are it's pretty good because they've won some awards. I can tell you it's good. So it is good if that's your taste that you like. So it's something to consider, that from their perspective, they've got a website, and also where are people hanging out that drink coffee? Well, obviously at coffee shops. And so they can go directly to people who are in coffee shops and they can say, hey, you want to try this coffee? And so for them, part of their marketing exercise is to have somebody on the road, within a radius of their coffee roasting facility, which is only 5 minutes from our office. And basically that's part of their marketing exercise, is to keep letting people know that they exist. They've got branding on their vans so people can see their vans. They have branding on the cups at the coffee shop so people know what kind of coffee they're drinking. And so they have a good experience, and they go, actually, I had a Dane's coffee the other day. I see that coffee shop over there sells Dane's coffee, and that one sells a different coffee. I'm going to go to the one because I had a good experience over there, and I think chances are I'll have a good experience over here. And so people will follow a brand of coffee around. So I think that when we're thinking about branding and marketing and lead generation, I will specifically go looking for coffee shops in my local area that sell Dane's coffee, because I'm a Dane's customer. If that's and it's the coffee shop gets the benefit of my patronage because they're selling Dane's coffee, because I am loyal to that particular brand. So you can think about that. Let's just quickly talk about construction companies, because I know we have a couple of construction companies that come on. If you're a commercial or industrial construction company and you're starting to think about, okay, well, where are my customers hanging out? Your customers are hanging out with architects and design consultants. And so for you, your marketing needs to be geared towards people that are upstream before the tendering process. If you were just going to sit there and go on the tendering website and wait for the tenders to come out, which is people saying, right, we want prices from builders, you've already lost the battle, and your strike rate of winning that work is maybe as good as 1 in 10. and it's very expensive. But if you can go upstream, which is basically into the design consultancy space, into the architectural space, into the real estate space, into the real estate consultant space, and let them know that you exist and that you're doing great work and you're passionate to build their next project, and get out with forward marketing, direct mail and direct marketing to design consultants who design the kind of buildings that you want to build. And that is engineers, architects, electrical, mechanical, air conditioning, HVAC, all of those different design consultants, and more importantly, the property developers, the people that own the land on which the buildings will be built that you want to build. Then if you can do more of that networking, that's part of your marketing strategy. Now, those particular people may not be on TikTok. So you don't necessarily need to do TikTok videos. They may not be on YouTube, but it might be that your marketing activity is built on actually going and visiting, going to the events, going to the golf days, going to the trade shows, presenting information, inviting them to your building sites, showing them new building techniques that you're using, and inviting them into your building sites and the projects that you're doing, and sending them photos of the projects that you're doing, or sharing your challenges, your solutions, the ways you do things. And by sharing information in that way as to how you solve the problems that they're trying to solve, then they're going to engage with you because they're going to see value. So it's not necessarily, and I know the question's been asked of me, it's not necessarily, I'll come back to, there's a comment there on YouTube from Dane's Coffee. It's not necessarily about the fact that you need to take pictures of a building site, the mud and the dust and the things that are happening, but help to show how you solve the problems that your design consultants and the people upstream that would recommend you, how do they solve those things? So we had a really difficult, here's a case study. We had a really difficult design challenge or an engineering challenge, and here's how we ended up building it. And the client was very happy, and the design consultants were very happy, and the building ended up costing a lot less as a result. And so the problem that your design consultants and your clients are trying to solve, if you're a construction company, is they want a high quality building that's on time and on budget. And so if you can say that we will consider and try alternative construction methodologies, and here's some of the things we've done to help you save money in your construction costs, and that's our job. Our job is to help you deliver your project on time, on budget, at a really high level of quality, so it's got low maintenance in the next 30 years that building is standing. Then that's going to be music to your customers' ears. So I guess that's kind of the next point is, yes, it's good to have a website if you're a construction company, but it's more important that exists in the team members of people that are networking. Okay, let's get on to number 2, social media management and marketing. I know I just said a construction company, probably, TikTok might not be the place to be, but I want you to pay attention to that, because if you are dealing with adults and those adults have children, those children have TikTok. And people talk inside houses, and parents are going onto TikTok now to check on what their kids are doing, and Instagram to check on what their kids are doing. So you cannot say that your customers are not on TikTok, and you can't say that absolutely, because they are. I've got a TikTok account. I'm monitoring what my son is doing. I consume content. And so some of my suppliers could make videos. And while I'm checking on what my son's doing, I could get distracted and look at what my suppliers do in terms of videos on TikTok. And it would keep me on that platform. It gives me an excuse to be on that platform. And then my son knows I'm not just on the platform to supervise him, that I'm on the platform to basically see what my suppliers are doing. And so what we see as a marketing team here at Best Practice is that the average age of users increases very quickly. And so cool coffee art for you guys at Dane's Coffee, cool coffee art, cool little TikTok videos are super important. And right now on TikTok, it's a land grab. And if you look at my personal TikTok account, we are pushing that very, very hard to get as many followers as possible, because we know the average age of users on the platform increases very quickly as more parents come on the platform. And that is happening right now. So I want everybody who is watching this video right now to make sure that you go and spend 50 hours over the next 2 weeks watching TikTok videos and understanding how it could apply to your organization, because I think it's super important. Dane Specialty Coffee, you're very welcome. Always happy to give you guys a plug. We've won awards every year since 2014, but only 2 times champion in the recent years. So thank you very much, Graham. Good to have you on board. And Ashley, always, I knew you'd be there watching quietly, hence the advice for a construction company. So for you guys, I know it's a challenge for you guys getting guys out on site to do videos. I know that's a challenge, obviously, for you guys at Danes as well. But I think, for Graham, a quick bit of advice for you is a couple of little videos on your cupping and your tasting. I think, that's stuff that I find absolutely fascinating. As a coffee drinker, I want to know what you guys are going through in terms of the processes, and a couple of little videos that are on your website of how you do your cupping, how you do your roasting, how you control quality, why it's so good, why you've won the awards, I think just gets more and more engagement. And for you guys, again, TikTok videos and Instagram Reels. Anyone that's listening right now, TikTok videos and Instagram Reels are the things that are getting people's attention, and Instagram and Facebook are pushing Reels really hard right now. So I know it's hard to do lots of content, but if you're going to do any Instagram at all right now, don't bother with any photos, just do Reels, like short videos, edited as a Reel, figure out how to do it, push it, and you're going to get a lot more eyeballs. And that is relevant to anybody watching this video right now. So Ashley, walkthroughs, drone shots, any photos, anything like that, I think is important for you guys to get out onto your pages. And progress shots, I think something for construction is time lapse. So whether it's a time lapse of a crane lift or something like that, I do that often with the time lapse feature on an iPhone. So if you can position an iPhone somewhere for an hour on site when there's an activity happening and just post those time lapses, people find that interesting. A little bit of music in the background. So get someone out on site. Maybe, I know Nico doesn't like doing it, but someone in your team to just do time lapse videos instead of take photos just for the next couple of weeks, and get those on an Instagram page as a reel and get it on a TikTok account for ProTech. Then that's all you need to focus on right now. And I can give you some more advice. Even putting that time lapse onto LinkedIn, because I know a lot of your potential audience is on LinkedIn. Okay. So that's social media management and marketing. The next most important thing about social media is engagement. And I know people often ask me, should I use a scheduling system? So should I use, Sprout Social or something where I can, did that just cut out? Hello, I'm back. Yes, it's all good. No, it's dead. Keep talking. Okay. Probably needs a battery, does it? No. Camera's just died. All right, I'll keep talking. Or not. Keep talking. Is it going? Hey guys, we just had a camera malfunction. It looks like it's going again. Comments are really important. So if you're posting on LinkedIn and if you're using a LinkedIn account, people ask me about Sprout Social and scheduling posts. Like if you're not going to be there to comment on and reply to people's comments on videos within the first hour of posting, don't bother using a scheduling system. Just when you've made the photo or the video, just post it. People kind of like, I want to make sure I post it at the right time so it gets the most engagement. You should be posting multiple times per day. In 2020, we were posting 100 times a day. And so we weren't using a scheduling system. We were just basically pushing out the posts and then staying on the platform, keeping the apps open, keeping phones open on desks, and replying to comments straight away. Now, I can tell you with LinkedIn that LinkedIn posts go better when it's got 21 comments in the first 20 minutes. And so if you can keep asking questions as a comment on LinkedIn against any kind of post, then you're going to get more views. So I would prefer that when you're getting going and you're practicing with social media and marketing, that you just create the post it. Just do it with a mobile device, put it up, press post, and it's out there. And then keep refreshing it to see how many views it gets over the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Type a couple of comments yourself from the account, like just questions or comments or commentary or engagement, and then let the post go. Once you get to 100 posts a day, you can start thinking about a scheduling system, because you can send posts out at night and that kind of stuff. But you still need to come back and look at those posts and reply to comments and reply to every single comment. When someone goes to the trouble of commenting on one of your videos or one of your posts, it is important. Now, we get so many now that we don't get to all of them, but we do spend a lot of time commenting and replying to people's comments and engaging. And that is the social part of social media. Okay. The next thing is, what should I do about advertising? If something has got your customers' attention, and if you can pay to get into that attention, then you should. Now, we can refine over time. So for example, if social media has your customers' attention, and if you can create content that goes onto that platform, and if you can pay to advertise to get right in front of your customer, then you should. So the first area, and it's not social media, but it's advertising that you should be doing, is retargeting through Google AdWords people that visit your website. So someone specifically comes to your website, you can cookie them. That's what cookies are, is that a little file transfers onto their device that Google then looks for, and then any websites that device goes back onto that allow advertising, you can place your ads on the side of those websites. So if they're reading, news articles or different news channels, and those news channels allow advertising, you can retarget. So the first thing in terms of online advertising that I'd recommend is to ensure you are retargeting through Google AdWords. And if you don't know what that is, just do a quick Google search, because it's a Google product. But retargeting via Google AdWords, because that will target ads to people that organically come to your website. And your ad will then follow them around the internet. You can also retarget onto Facebook. So you can install a Facebook pixel. So anyone that comes onto your website, you can advertise when they're on Facebook. And that is kind of people like, oh, now I understand the creepy part of the internet. That's correct. This is how advertising works, because Facebook's revenue is from advertising. Google's revenue is from advertising. They are advertising platforms. You can pay to get to the top of a Google search. And if you Google search things that are relevant to the best practice business, you will see often that we are at the top. We spend $25,000 a month on Google advertising, and it helps to build our brand and build awareness, because we know that our customers are searching a very specific question, and we target ads against those very specific questions. And that has come from trial and error over the last 10 years. So I do think advertising is important, but trade shows, events, networking, sponsorship, things like Dane's Coffee, Dane's Coffee with your cups. I'll come back to your comment, Ashley. I've just seen it pop up on the dashboard. That it is important to do that, and it is important that branding and logos and recognition are important, and that is because maybe the coffee shop, the coffee machine, or the cups that people are carrying has people's attention. So we're putting our brand where their attention is. So we spend a lot of money. We're doing TikTok advertising. So we look at the videos on TikTok that go really well, and we put money behind the ones that go really well. We don't put money behind the ones that don't go so well. So we post the video organically, see how it goes. And if it goes really well, then we know that the market likes it, and we put a little bit of money behind it to make it go even further. So a lot of people think, oh, that video went really well. That one didn't go so well. So we'll put the money behind the one that didn't go so well. It's counterintuitive. The ones that go well, you give them more of a push because the market likes them. The ones that don't go so well, that's the market saying, we don't like that piece of content. Go away and remake it and make it better. And then it goes well organically. I think just finally, before we, to kind of finish off on advertising, if you don't have much time to do social media, and if you don't have much time to make the content, and if it's hard, then only make something for the latest feature of the platform. The latest feature of the platform, or the two popular features on Instagram right now, are Reels and Stories. So if you're not going to do anything else on Instagram, just do Reels and Stories. If you're on TikTok, just do videos. If you're on Facebook, don't bother. I would not waste any time right now on Facebook unless you've got a very engaged Facebook page, because we've got 14,000 followers on our Facebook page, and we put a post up, it gets one view. So we're not even pushing Facebook right now. We do a little bit of content on that page for people that look at it, but it gets maybe 1, 2, 3 views. We are doing a lot. And when I say a lot, somebody is doing about 10 to 15 hours a week of updating of text on our websites. And we're looking at that to build our SEO, because we're seeing incoming traffic from people searching questions on YouTube, on YouTube and also on Google for how to run a business, how to grow a business, how to hire somebody, how to do marketing, how to do sales, how to have a management system, how to do risk management, how to make my company grow, How to make my company grow faster? Those are the kinds of questions that people are asking, and we are making content for it. How do I do marketing? What's involved in marketing? So we're doing a video right now. We're going to leave it on our YouTube channel. We're going to put some text on our website from everything I've said in this video. And that is going to help answer people's questions about what should I focus on if I'm doing marketing. So when you think about your business, think about the kinds of questions, best coffee, different flavors of coffee, construction methodology, low risk construction methodology, how to save money in a construction project, how to deliver a construction project on time, how to control sub-consultants, how to control contractors, how to build quality construction, those kinds of things. Ashley, I think your solution for the short term is to book yourself for 1 hour a week. 1 hour to drive, 1 hour there, 1 hour back, 3 hours a week in total. Go out on site and do one time-lapse video a week yourself, and then say to the boys, okay, you've got to lead by example, I guess is what I'm saying. So go out and practice so you can show someone how to do it. I think what our plan is to come and visit you and give you guys some lessons, because that'll give us some content. We'll do that in the next couple of weeks. And same applies for you, Graham, as you're watching, and anybody else watching. If you want me to come out with the team, because we will make some content for our YouTube channel, and I can give you some tips and tricks. So if you would like to do that, send me a direct message or reply to the email, and Vanessa and Luke will line that up, and we'll come and visit. We'll give you some tips and tricks. We'll show you what we're doing, and then we'll make some content for ourselves, for our own channel, give you guys a shout out. And I'm prepared to do that, because that kind of mixes it up a little bit for us. So we can move this live stream anywhere, but same time, same place if you're finding this effective, but we can give you guys some tips and tricks. Okay, I've got 3 more points. Email database, email list, super important. Make sure you're sending an email newsletter once a week. So a weekly email of progress updates of things that are happening, even if it's a really small list of like 20 or 30 design consultants, sub-consultants, obviously Danes, if you can have, like a latest or specials or those kinds of things. I think you guys have already got that from memory, because I do get those emails from you guys. But helpful guidelines, how to clean your coffee machine, how to set up your grinder, how to clean your home grinder, your home coffee machine, those kinds of things. I'll tell you 2 problems right now. My coffee machine's got the clean little thing on its window, and I've cleaned it like 1,000 times with the coffee cleaning kit, and the clean thing won't go away. Sorry about that. Next meeting is coming. And the other thing too is, the other challenge is, how do I clean my grinder? So there's a couple of things that you guys could do as a TikTok video. You could do it as a newsletter, little newsletter article. And if you're on our email list, you will get every Saturday the best of best email. And that is us with our email list, just constantly reminding ourselves. Now, you have to anticipate challenges that your customers have and challenges that your readers have, and that there is something useful and helpful in that email every week. And the best example I can give is when I go to the supermarket, right beside the cash register, and I don't go to the supermarket very often anymore, but right beside the cash register is a little brochure magazine of recipes. And I'm like, I don't know what to cook. And so Woolworths is saying, this is in season. This is what we would suggest that you cook with what's currently in season. So that is something that I want you guys to consider, is make sure you're sending an email list weekly, email newsletter or email weekly. It can just be half a page with just the musings and thoughts and ideas from the week, or the challenges from the week, for basically the people that are there on your list, and something that's helpful, trending or insights. I tell you what, here's a little secret for you guys with your email list. People are really interested in predictions and trends. So if you send a weekly email and predict a trend, then people will open it because they'll be curious about what you can see, and they think, you can see around the corner. So I predict a few things with regards to sales and marketing, and I will talk to you about those predictions if you come back and watch next week. There you go, created curiosity, and you're like, oh, I better bookmark that, and I better come back. So I'm going to keep telling you in these videos about what's trending, what's popular, and what's working, and you guys are going to keep coming back. I've already given you that advice today. Focus on reels and focus on TikTok right now on social media. Those are the two platforms that are giving you way more organic reach than anything else. And don't worry too much about Facebook. So don't get your head all caught up in Facebook. Now, I might circle back later on and say, let's focus on Facebook. I predict Twitter is about to get moving again. It's not there yet. But I suggest with this Elon Musk deal that in the next couple of months, we're going to need to ramp up our activities on Twitter because people are going to get curious about what's happening and go back to that platform. And I suspect short videos on Twitter will be what is happening by the end of the year, say around about Christmas time. Okay. Okay, we will do that. We will come. We'll come to the drive-in van down at Brookvale. I look forward to doing that. Okay. 2 more points. Stay engaged with your customer database audience. I just talked about that. And the last one is stay up to date with trends on social media. So keep coming back to our live streams, and I will talk about that. How are we going for time? I have actually got a meeting, and it sounds like he's just turned up because he's tried to call me. So I think we might call it a wrap there. So I want you guys to think about where are your customers hanging out? What's got their attention? Where are they right now? And where are they right now? What are they thinking? And what is your customer thinking, searching, talking about before they call you? And if you can address that or get in that place, and if you can predict where they're going to be right before they get to you, and you can market in that space and advertise in that space, you're going to win every day. Okay, let's call that a wrap because I need to go to my next meeting. I apologize for cutting this one short today. I hope this has been super helpful. If you want to learn more about sales, winning deals, closing deals, understand the selling process, I'm going to be talking about the future of sales and what I predict with regards to sales, selling more, closing deals, getting a better margin, and maybe even putting your prices up because we have got inflation right now. So I'm going to be talking about stagflation, inflation, price increases, how to communicate a price increase to your customers. I'm going to be talking about that same time, same place next week. How do you ask for more money? Okay, if you don't see me on TikTok, and I think you should, because if you're not following me on TikTok, you should get over there and check out some of our TikTok videos and look at how they're traveling. If you're not following me on Instagram, handles are both the same, at Kobi Simmat. Go and check out Twitter. There's nothing happening on my Twitter account right now. We're going to start growing that account. I want you to get onto it now, and you can be there from the beginning. And if you don't see me on any of those platforms, and if you don't see me on our Best of Best email, you will definitely see me next week right here on Best Practice TV. Bye for now.